What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of MAVATTACK. This episode of MAVATTACK is brought to you by the shit I hate in video games. This is basically a list of all the shit that I just cannot stand in video games or around video game culture. And I'm sure you'll probably find the things in this list equally frustrating. So without further ado, let's fucking start.
Microtransactions.
So the reason I don't like microtransactions is it usually gives your opponent a step up on you if you play multiplayer games. But more importantly, when people dish out an initial $60 for a game, and certain features or items are locked behind a paywall, I start to have a fucking issue. Not only is this a dumb way for developers to make a quick buck, but people actually support this kind of bullshit. Now, I understand how microtransactions can benefit players and developers when the game is free to play, but if you're so blinded by these small transactions that you want more and more until your balance in a game is past the $60 limit and grows, that's where it becomes a problem, and that's where microtransactions become some of the dumbest shit that's getting more popular in the gaming industry. Don't fucking charge me for shit I already expected to have paid for with the initial $60 I dished out. What the fuck?
QuickTime events.
Oh god. So, if you don't know what I'm talking about when I refer to QuickTime events, then I'll explain. A QuickTime event is when a player has to perform numerous context-sensitive button presses to advance the gameplay or do certain actions in a non-playable cutscene scenario. This is bullshit. It completely ruins your immersion with a game by bringing you out of full control, limiting you to timed button presses that if done unsuccessfully can harm you or even make you restart the sequence with a game over altogether. Now, certain QuickTime events like the one shown in God of War are an exception when you have to jam a button to pull yourself up or perform an action like punching or pulling something, but this doesn't forgive how much QuickTime events shouldn't be in fucking games. Let's just go back to Shadow of Colossus where everything you did was in your hands and didn't require a fucking button press to progress. Fuck.
Annual releases.
You guys probably know which games I'm referring to when I say annual releases. Call of Duty, Assassin's Creed, Madden, NBA 2K 9000, every damn sports game on the fucking planet, the Lego games, the list goes on. Instead of spending an extra year making the game drastically better than the previous, developers are putting out rehashes which provide no variation from the game that released just a year before. In the developer minds, it's smart. People pay big bucks and they know they'll come back paying each year. In the gamer minds, it's dumb because you pay for the same shit every year knowing there isn't going to be much change or variation. That's why I support developers that take years to provide us with excellent IPs. Developers like Naughty Dog, Rockstar, Valve, Nintendo, Bethesda, they all take time into their games, and it proves time and time again that quality always triumphs over quantity.
Social network connecting.
I really don't understand the recent spike in companies wanting to make gamers connect their social networking with their gaming. It's two completely different worlds. If I don't already have a friends list on my Xbox, they damn near force me to link my account and games to Facebook so certain games have the right to post whenever I do shit. Some games even take it too far and require a social network to get benefits or even play a fucking game. Now, I'm not talking about Farmville and dumbass apps on Fuckbook. I'm referring to playing Dead Island, for example, and getting slammed in the face, before the game starts mind you, with a link to your Facebook prompt where they want me to put my email and password in. Can I just start the fucking game? I see no benefit in this aside from showing people on Facebook the newest trophy or achievement I just unlocked. Fuck out of here.
Fuckery missions.
Fuckery missions are missions that come with a whole lot of fuckery. Let me explain to you guys. Timed missions, for example, can be gruesome when given unrealistic expectations. Some timed missions give you a 10-minute completion time, for example, and then to find out you failed the mission by a couple of seconds, not by user error, but simply because the game mechanics are broken or don't provide the right assistance to help you reach that goal. It's the worst fucking thing ever. Escort missions are also in this category because there's nothing worse than trying to get to an objective while being shot at just to see the dumb fucking AI is walking into a fucking wall or can't even fit through a fucking doorway. And they die, and then a restart. But the worst thing in all video game mission history, in my personal opinion, are fetch quests. Oh my good lord. This is self-explanatory. Games that have you spending hours running around grabbing shit for people just to deliver it to them for a subpar reward makes me want to punch myself in the fucking mouth.
Unskippable cutscenes.
I don't get the mindset of developers who make their cutscenes unskippable. Have they considered that players at the very least may have seen it before and may want to just get into the game? Many times I'm just like, yo, can I fucking play? I didn't buy the game to watch a movie. Now, I understand that these cutscenes mask the loading times a game contains between each level or mission, So it requires us not to have to watch a long ass loading screen, which we'll get into more later because I got some shit about loading screens. But some games do it right by giving you the option to skip once it's loaded. Look, cutscenes are good under certain circumstances and being able to watch them is fun for the first time, but overall not being able to skip them is just fucking annoying, and I'm sure you guys all understand what I'm talking about and why I'm frustrated.
Tutorials that treat you like a fucking idiot.
The more video games are gaining popularity, and yes I said video games, the more it seems like these developers hold our hands and think we're small fucking children who aren't capable of learning on our own. And you guys know exactly what I'm talking about when you have to run through this long, unnecessary level that holds your hand and teaches you every fucking aspect of the game. So when you finally get to play on your own, the mystery and challenge of learning isn't even present anymore. Games with amazing game design, for example, Mega Man X, teaches you how to play simply by example. They don't have to spend countless minutes telling you what to do and how to do it. You learn through trial and error. This makes you, as a gamer, feel like you actually learned something versus someone telling you everything. Stop holding my hand and start holding my dick.
Long ass loading screens.
So with long ass loading screens, it takes away from the activity of playing video games. That's funny, right? Because you're playing a video game, but you're not. Now, I know games are a complex system of codes, textures, all that shit, and I know it takes time to boot everything, but some games take it way too fucking far. I remember sitting for a minute and a half for a level to load. Why? Why is this necessary for a linear cover-based shooter? Every kind of game suffers the curse of the long loading screens, with MMOs being the biggest victim for obvious reasons. There is a positive to long loading screens though, as they give you something to do or interact with while you wait to play, but it's still not forgivable for some overly long fucking loading screens.
Invisible walls.
Alright, picture this, right? You're running from a monster and you think you're just about to escape through a large, beautiful field which screams freedom. When boom, it hits you, literally. There's a fucking invisible wall right in front of you, making it so you can't move and are inevitably eaten by the monster. Invisible walls are the bane of my existence and the epitome of the word bullshit. If you don't want to allow me access to a certain area or zone, then block it off. Don't create some imaginary wall that limits me. Me being a gamer, I'm going to want to explore, so when I see an opening, I'm going to investigate, and if I cannot progress because something invisible is in my way, I just want to turn the fucking game off. Sometimes you can exploit or bypass these walls and get below the map, but who fucking cares? Glitches and hacking are for fucking degenerates. I mean, you're really a piece of shit if you hack a glitch, and I don't want to be cruel, but I hope you get hit by a car and your shoes get stolen by a middle-aged crackhead named Ferdinand.
Early access games.
I feel bad for putting this on my list, but it's something that's been bothering me and I just have to talk about it. Early access games is killing PC gaming and indie games altogether. When indie developers ask you to donate to a Kickstarter, you're putting your hard-earned money into something you don't know will be good, bad, amazing, or absolutely horrible. And this is not my issue though. Kickstarter is awesome for developers to get personal with their players. I'm talking about paying $20 for an early alpha build of a game and playing an unfinished, unpolished piece of shit. When developers do this, it gives them the right to be lazy and slow down their production because people have already bought their game, so the development is slower because they aren't rushed or forced to put the game out. Basically, early access games are just an excuse for developers to get more money and put out an unfinished game to the masses. There's something about it that just fucking irks me, and early access games means fucking text message. A game is ultimately less fun to both play and read about. Besides, if you're inclined to buy a game early, the percentage of people that actually play the full finished game that purchased so long ago is drastically smaller because people lose interest in broken and buggy games. It's just the fucking truth. Like, you can't argue with it. I got a secret bonus hate for you guys. You want to know what it is? It's developers making promises they can't fucking keep. So, with all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, please be sure to do so. Leave a comment and let me know what shit you hate in video games, and if you agreed or disagreed with some of my points. Also, if you're watching this video and you actually enjoyed it, do me a solid and share this with one other person. It'll help me out tremendously, and us as a community can grow. So, I appreciate you all, and I'll see you on the next episode of MAVATTACK, motherfucker!